Hi there. I'm going to show you how to create a collage in the style of Pablo Picasso. And we've already talked about what a collage is, but let's just review it. A collage is a piece of art made by sticking various different materials, such as photographs and pieces of paper or fabric, onto a backing. Okay, so that's what we're going to do in the style of Picasso's portraits. So let's just look at a few of those portraits. I'm going to go to my photos here, and he does them in a variety of different styles. They're all cubist, and some of them are softer, some of them are crazy, some of them have a lot of texture and geometric shapes. This one is almost realistic. This one has a lot of geometric shapes and is very abstract. This one has a kind of a color scheme associated with it. And this one is really very kind of, has a lot of bold shapes and colors. So I'm going to be inspired by one or all of these as I work. I'm going to keep these on my iPad and refer to them as I go along to try to think of ideas. Okay, so what you need to start with is you're going to need a glue stick, you're going to need a ruler, scissors, your pile of facial features, a paper for your backing, and then a variety of items to use in your collage. I want to cover the background of my collage with something, and I'm going to glue down a variety of different types of paper. Once again, work on newspaper. Try to get glue on all the edges so that they don't curl up. Alright, so I'm just going to cover this up. I'll probably fast forward the camera for you. You can tear the pieces or cut them. Both. So the next thing you want to do is you want to cut your features out, and it doesn't have to be that exact. It doesn't have to be exact at all, as a matter of fact. Okay, and I've cut the rest of them out just to save time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start placing them on my paper to try to find an interesting kind of arrangement that looks similar to perhaps something Picasso might have made. And I can go back to my references here on my iPad and try to get some inspiration. So as I look through these, I'm noticing that he uses a lot of this, the profile coming down like this, the nose on the side, and the two eyes somewhere in here, then the nose from the front, and the lips are kind of sort of from the side and sort of from the front, but this is a really good example of what I'm talking about. This kind of, sort of, I'll just call it a profile here. So I think it's kind of like a zigzag shape or a Z shape. So I think I'm going to try to go for that. Okay, and now I want to really emphasize this line that I mentioned. So I have to figure out a way to do that. Like this. And I have to think about the ear. Maybe I want to make some hair at this point. And I want to get rid of that somehow. So, now's the time to paste this over that, I guess. So if I cut out a piece of paper like this. Now, if you've ever seen Picasso working, he just keeps going and going and going and going. He'll paint a line and a shape and a line and a shape, and then he paints over those and he paints over them again with more lines and shapes until finally in the end it doesn't even look like what he started with. So it's a kind of a back and forth process. So even though I just got rid of that corner of the eye, now I want it back again. So I'm going to do that. The only thing I don't have here is a hand, but if I did have a hand, I might put it here somewhere, depending on what position it was in. Okay, now, so maybe I want to use some oil pastels, or maybe I want to add a pattern in here. Okay, so I've chosen a few. I've got white, light blue, a dark color, I think this is dark brown, pink, green, and a kind of a neutral brown color. So I'm going to start going in here and try to create some unity, maybe some patterns. This eyebrow needs to be drawn here as well.